Oriat wanted me dead, but not forgotten. That's how it works for people like me. Skilled, inconvenient, and too dangerous to leave alive. They dragged me in chains to the docks at Oriat. Said I was guilty. Didn't matter of what. Once the blackguards brand you exile, there's no trial, just a one-way trip. They threw me onto a slave ship headed for Wraeclast. I heard the name, whispered by drunk soldiers and shaking priests. A cursed continent, a graveyard for criminals. No law, no gods, just monsters, madmen, and ruins older than memory. The ship didn't make it. A storm hit hard and tore it apart. I woke on the shore, half drowned, ribs cracked, with corpse for company. They call it exile. I call it delayed execution. I follow the beach inland, fog thick as rot, dead trees moaning, shapes moving like memories, human ones, now more meat than mind. Then I saw him, Hillock. The name came to me like a bad memory, big and ugly, gorging on a corpse like it owed him money. Something carved him up and forgot to finish. He used to be a soldier in Oriat, a former blackguard, a real bastard. Now he was worse. His flesh stitched back together, face melted into rage. He came at me like a landslide. I slipped left, fast and low. My dagger found a gap between ribs. Viper's eye pumping poison into his veins. But he didn't slow. He grabbed my arm and threw me across the sand like I weighed nothing. Hit a rock. I heard something crack. Maybe ribs, maybe pride. Everything went white. I blinked stars out of my eyes, dropped low and slashed again. Groin, leg, throat, and I kept cutting. Red in eyes, black in mind. He died gargling. When he hit the sand, I was too tired to gloat. Lionel's watch was little more than sticks, stones, and paranoia. Nessa patched my shoulder. White hands, sharp eyes. She asked what I've done to get exiled. I didn't answer. She didn't ask twice. Dark-late, big man, soldier type, still walked like he had orders to bark, handed me crystal. Stormblast mind, he said. Translation: you're gonna need more than a knife out here. Great, they trust me with the explosives now. Truly, Wraeclast is a land of hope. He nodded towards the wild. Go be useful. I am useful when I want to be. Dangerous when I don't. The mud flats, mud, blood, and overgrown birds with anger issues. Roas are like chickens. If chickens were feathered demons that tore out your kneecaps, drop the mind. Feathered gods hit the sky. Not pretty. Effective. The second pinned me down. The beak was crushing my arm. I screamed, grabbed a rib off the first one, and jabbed it into his neck, kicked it off, and jumped to my feet and set about dealing with the rest. By the time the last one dropped, I was covered in blood. Some theirs, too much mine. I limped through the mud, found all glyphs hidden in their nests, slid them into an ancient wall that thrummed with energy the moment it clicked into place. Ancient civilizations, forgotten gods, and cursed doors. And here I am, pressing buttons like I know what I'm doing. The prison was colder than the coast. The air stank of mold, metal, and old screens. I carved my way through inmates and corpses, slower with every swing. Then I met her, piety, gold eyes, black robes, a voice like poison in warm water. She studied me like a knife on a butcher's block, didn't bother hiding her smile. Let's see what you are made of. Survive the pardon. She pured and vanished in the violet smoke. Brutus was her pet project. He wasn't just a man anymore. He was muscle and bone twisted by corruption, chains wrapped around his arms like ornaments. They'd say he volunteered for the transformation. I don't buy it. He rushed me, eyes wild, dragging chains like a butcher's apron. I dodged under his first slam, dropped a mine. Click, boom. Bits of ankle went flying. He hit me in the chest with a chain. Bone cracked, shoulder gone sideways. Pain teaches fast. Lesson first, don't be slow. I screamed, blinked behind him, lobbed a stone mine into his back. Click, boom. He howled like the walls could care. I kept moving, pain blurred, rhythm stay sharp. Mites, frost, sparks, blood. He caught me once, cracked 3 ribs with a single swipe. I spat blood and shoved mine into his open mouth. Chew on that. When he fell, I collapsed. Could barely see, but I was breathing. He was still breathing too, wheezing and gargling through the crushed jaw. It was annoying, so I fixed that.
I'm usually the one making the ghosts. Someone's been busy.
Fairgraves, Captain, Ghost, corpse with personality. He was charming in the way rich sociopaths always are. Said he needed his all flame, whatever that meant. I needed medical attention and a better life, but sure, I played fetch. Slashed through salt-riddled undead and dug it out of some god-forsaken hole. Of course he turned. They always do. That doesn't fix betrayal. It just delays it. He was fast, for a corpse. Shadow curled around his blade. I lit him up. Mines, sparks, steel. And left his bones smoldering in the sand. Lesson 2. No one's dead until you kill them twice, at least.
Sorry for you, Fairgraves. Dying twice can't be fun.
The caves dripped with water and madness. Merveil's song crawled along the walls, twisted and sweet. Her spawn limp things, part human, part deep-sea nightmare, scrambled and screamed as I carved through them. She waited deep inside, curled around bones and pearls. Her voice filled the cave, and for a moment I saw what she used to be. For one breath, she looks human. Beautiful, pale, sad, broken. Then she screamed and the illusion shattered. Eyes, flesh, tentacles and madness. I hit her with everything I had. The cave shook. She screamed again, full siren shriek, calling her children. My ears bled. They came in waves, Fish-faced, screeching things, I zapped them with the storm, blinked and blasted and bled. My blood mixed with theirs in the tide pools. Dashed close to Merveil, too close. She welcomed me like a long-lost lover. She froze the air, shattered the stone. I hit her with everything. Mines and lightning, storm and frost, rage and hatred. It was enough. Barely enough. But enough. She died screaming. Her eyes were almost thankful. That was the worst part. I staggered out of the cave, armor hanging in tatters, skin cut a dozen ways, blood dripping from my boots. The air was clear, cold. Red was right. Exile is a death sentence. I'm just too stubborn to die.
I would not be spending 64 gold.